So it appears that there's no way on my iPad, unless I'm missing something, for me to hit a button and turn this around other than just rotating the iPad. Anyway, as you know, it's Brian here at Bryden Farm in Bear River, Nova Scotia. You can find us at Bryden, B-R-I-D-E-N, farm.com. And just going to take you for a little walk through some of our gardens. This is garden number 1, we call it. A few months ago, this was all wilderness, hard woodlands basically. And now we have potatoes, and in between the potatoes, you can see here, especially in the second row, we have bush beans growing. I believe these are the green ones growing amongst our russet potatoes. Potatoes have suffered some because of the canopy of trees and not getting quite enough light. We do have a little forage starting. Again, we had this edge planted in borage and this edge is planted in peas, and we got some chicks in April, and they kind of moved as a mass, and there went our borage and peas. But anyway, as you can see, the potatoes are coming now. Hopefully there's going to be something under them. We've got a kind of a salad row here. We'll probably get in and pick some of that. Have a nice salad along with supper maybe. On this side, you can see planted between the Kennebec potatoes, we also have bush beans. I believe those are yellow beans, and planted with our Kennebec potatoes. We also have some Lewis beans planted along here, and again, this was wilderness just a few short months ago, and do have some peas struggling along the edge here. I don't think they're going to have anything. What we discovered is our soil is depleted of nitrogen, has some phosphorus at low levels, and also has a higher amount, not high, but a higher amount of potash. And so what's happening is the nitrogen is getting stripped out, I think, by the potash. Here we have some carrots and parsnips planted in front of these peas. Nothing's really coming that strong. Most of the potatoes do look pretty good at this point, even though we do have the canopy above us. So right now we're in garden number 2. A little bit of Swiss chard, and at the very top, actually we have a few beets scattered in here. At the top we have a row of lettuce, a row of spinach, some kale, and behind that was supposed to be some broccoli, but I don't see much life in that. And I believe I probably dropped some tomato seed because we have tomato plants interplanted way too close. Anyway, I think at this point I'm just going to let them go. Now we're trying to have a joke, tongue-in-cheek, a secret entrance to garden number 3, and if you look closely you might see some nasturtium plants starting. And let's see, I gotta fit myself. I'm actually heading out to feed the pigs, and fit myself through this little opening between our mink cages, which make excellent fencing, by the way. Once taken apart, one panel will replace 2 cages, so we'll be able to do twice as much next year. And just try to ease my way out here, and you'll see that our squash are starting, or trying to get going, starting to blossom. One of the things, because this was woodland, one of the things we're dealing with, most of our weeds are actually trees. Well, I was able to get in here and clean some of them out. Actually, a couple more blossoms getting ready to come out there. On this side, I don't know why we skipped here. These seedlings died out. I think probably choked out by the trees that I just wet out a few days ago. On this side, we actually have some pumpkins starting, and so we'll see if they'll put a grin on our face come October. In here, we have a little rock garden just planted with some lettuce and some edible flowers, and again, that's struggling. These in behind are zucchini, and some of those have been in blossom, mostly male blossoms, and you need male and female blossoms. And you can see the nitrogen deprivation here on some of these plants, of the yellowing on the lower leaves and the slow growth. I did dress it with blood meal about a week ago, and it has helped some, but not to the degree that it needs. I really should get in and weed this out, but I might actually just write this corner off at this point. Do need to get in and weed the zucchini though, because the zucchini is starting to produce for us. Not sure if you can see it in there, but we do have our first little zucchini coming. It's about 2 to 3 inches long, and so we will have at least some zucchini, possibly some squash and pumpkin. And overall, I'm just approaching the fourth garden now. Overall, I do believe we'll have some tomatoes. I need to get in here and stake some of these, and also some corn, tomatoes, corn, potatoes. So we should have some staples like that. Here are some Japanese cucumbers. Basically, they're like English cucumbers. You got to get a trellis for these, because you can see the runners starting, and they will climb. So we need to get them on. Some of the tomatoes are pretty good height now, and I think they will produce. Do need to get some of them staked, as I mentioned. And again, in here, we do have some borage starting, as well as some basil, and some of the tomatoes. I just don't think we're going to make it, but they may make it, but I don't think they'll produce. So anyway, our corn is starting to be at a pretty good height, and looking forward to hopefully having some corn. And you know, a lot of what doesn't grow, the plants, those are able to, those that are safe for the animals, will at least get fed to the animals. So again, not sure why I can't find the button, if there is one, to flip it around, but maybe it's just easier to turn the iPad. So, from all of us here at Bryden Farm, BRIDEN farm.com, in Bear River, Nova Scotia, just want to thank you for spending a little time with us today on our garden tour. Ciao, have a great day.